So this is the story of my friend who rehabilitates and saves and trains American Pit Bull Terriers. So the story, and I believe 100%, knowing that these dogs, knowing their feelings, their emotions, how smart, how caring, and how genuine these dogs are. Um, so he had this female, and she's never had a litter in her life. Not one single litter, not one puppy of her own. So he's out in the field and he stumbles across this box of kittens. And like I'm talking a couple days old, barely like they don't even have their eyes open. That's how young they were. And without anything, without being taught, trained, told anything, this female adopted these kittens. And like when I mean adopted, this dog mothered them. She didn't look at them as something different. She didn't look at them as, prey or anything. She looked at them as little helpless babies that need to be helped, that need to be cared for and loved. If not, they won't survive. Just like any infant, just like any newborn of any species on Earth. So he ends up rescuing a Rottweiler German Shepherd mix, right? Not the biggest fan of mixes. Sometimes they can be a little too high maintenance. They can be a little too overzealous, if I may. Um, but no dog is untrainable. No dog is unworkable. I love all breeds, but there are some dogs that I'm not the biggest fan of. So being that said, he rescues this German Shepherd Rottweiler. Um, so what he does is he trains, rehabilitates his dogs, and gets them to work. Um, that's not their whole life. They don't just work and work and work. So before you automatically say, "Oh, well, this guy's bad and all he does is work his dogs," what kind of life is that? Stop, because that's not all this guy does. His dogs come in from the field, they get cleaned up, they have a nice big meal, and they lay around with the family, getting nothing. And I mean nothing but love, care, affection. So he has a tight, strict regimen for each dog, right? It doesn't matter the breed, right? He looks at the issue. He looks at the drive before he even tries to put the rescue on a regimen. So this Rottweiler Shepherd had a huge prey drive, and I mean huge. Like if it was small and it was running around, it was prey, right? That's how high this dog's prey drive was. Not, I'm not blaming this dog, right? Some dogs have a very high prey drive. Look at Jack Russell Terriers, one of the highest prey drives in dogs. Um, so each dog knows when they're getting worked with and when training is coming. They know it's happened to them for years and months and years and everything. So they know. So what ended up happening was he got called out on another rescue. It happens when you're in the rescuing business. I know I foster currently for a number of dog rescues right now. Um, so he gets called out, and there's no one at home besides the Rottweiler German Shepherd, the female pit bull, and her adoptive kittens. So one of the adoptive kittens falls out of the box, right where they were staying. Um, they happen to be gray, the same color as the flirt pole that he worked with the German Shepherd with. A flirt pole, for what a lot of people might not know, is a giant pole, right? It goes straight, and then right at the end of it, there's like a big rope and a thing, like probably about this big. It's kind of like rolled up carpet at the end, and it's supposed to resemble prey, and it's supposed to get the animal excited, worked up, and ready to go. That being said, not aggression. Prey drive and aggression are two totally separate things. If you don't believe me, you can look all over the internet. You can look in all over animal texts. Check. You can ask animal, dog training professionals that a flirt pole is not designed to show aggression. A flirt pole is there also to get the dog to work out its overexcitement, over energy, just get it going. So, that being said, the kitten falls out of the box. Happens to be the same color as the Rottweiler German Shepherd's flirt pole. Um, this is where the story gets really sad. The Rottweiler goes for the kitten, not thinking, that, oh, I want to hurt him just because it's a kitten. He goes, he automatically thought it was his flirt pole. He's used to being worked at by a certain time, and it wasn't happening. So he sees this, what looked like a flirt pole, flop out of the box. So at that point, the German Rottweiler, right? For the rest of the story, I'm gonna call that mix the German Rottweiler. Um, Goes for the kitten, and like when I mean goes, like just ready to be worked with. The pit bull that adopted these dogs sees it, and knowing that no one's around to help her, that no one's around to stop the fight, um, and I was told that this lasted a matter of 2 minutes. The pit bull unfortunately killed the German Rottweiler. Um, and yeah, a lot of people might be like, "Oh, well, you know, that's your typical aggressive, you know, pit bull." It No, right? What this dog did was not out of aggression, was not out of hate, was not out of intentional harm. What this pit bull did was intentional care. This this pit bull was trying to protect her litter, regardless if they came out of her or not. Those were hers. Those were her litters, right? Any parents that could watch this, or that may watch this, tell me if you would not have done the same thing if no one was around to help you. Say if you had a loaded gun or a knife laying around and someone came after your kid, your little precious little kid. Tell me you would not do the same thing. I know I would. If I had a kid and someone broke in and tried to go after my kid, oh, trust me, that person would be more than 6 feet deep. Believe me. Um, so that being said, she ends up killing the German Rottweiler. Um, and it's unfortunate that had to happen. Incidents happen. You can only prepare for so much and work with a rescue dog for only so long. And you have to work and work and work and work with that dog over and over again until that dog understands that certain things are not okay. And it's not because that dog is bad. It's not because that dog is misbehaved or aggressive or anything. It's because that dog was taught wrong, right? No dog comes out of their mom acting like that or thinking like that. It is whatever us, the owners, and the trainers and the handlers put into these dogs. So that being said, the pit bull kills the German Rottweiler, and he comes home to find that the pit bull is crying, and like I'm not talking like a little whine. I'm talking sobbing. Like I mean, like there's tears coming from her face. She's making like a like a sobbing sound. She was really, truly, emotionally upset that she ever had to do this. And he's told me that she has held dogs there before in situations like this, that she will hold the dog down with her neck onto the dog's head and her paws up and hold the dog to the ground. So, does that really show that these dogs are monstrous? That these dogs are evil? I don't think so. And still, to this day, this happened years ago, a couple years. Still, to this day, that dog will go out onto that German Rottweiler's grave, lay there, and sob and cry for 45 minutes every day. Every day at that time. If he doesn't know where his female is, he knows where to find her. It's out at that German Rottweiler's grave because every day she's sorry that she ever had to do that. Now, does that show you emotion? Does that show you feelings, thoughts? I think so, right? A lot of ignorant, uneducated people will take from this story, oh well, that's your typical aggressive American pit bull, and these dogs are evil, and all they want to do is attack and fight. Whoever wants to attack and fight, unless you're a boxer, a wrestler, or an MMA fighter. I don't care if these dogs were bred for fighting. I know these dogs are way happier sitting in our arms than out fighting and trying to tear off a neck while getting bit. Right? And if you truly don't believe that, you have a lot of educating to do on these breeds. So I'm going to leave you with this. Giving that story, and yes, there will be proof later to come of this story. Um, it just, I want to hear feedback. I want to hear if people truly believe this, that, these dogs are capable of emotion, feeling, thoughts, just genuine acts. Or was this a fluke? Are these dogs really as evil and aggressive and unpredictable as everyone says they are? I really want to know what people think about that. Um, just as long as you don't, just keep it from, oh, well, these dogs were evil, kill them all. I want educated, unbiased opinions on this. Um, I can find everything to support everything that I have talked about. I can find proof of everything that I've brought up in any of my videos. I've only done maybe 4, and one of them was a video response. And yes, I can find proof of everything that I've ever brought up, right? The dog from the Little Rascals was in fact a Pit Bull Terrier. Helen Keller's service dog was in fact a Pit Bull Terrier. Buster Brown, one of the most famous commercial dogs, was in fact a Pit Bull Terrier. You can find all this stuff on the internet. If you find that I have said anything, wrong, or not even close, call me on it. Right? If you think that you find something other than just some schmo saying that these dogs are evil, I want to see it. Because if you found something that I haven't about these dogs, I would love to learn it. Because I've been around these dogs all my life. And just because it's been 10 years doesn't mean that the genetic code of these dogs have been completely rewritten to be aggressive. Right? Yeah. They're just like any other dog that have came from a wolf. Right? But does that make it like a wolf? No. I don't think so. So those are my 2 questions. One, I want people's feedback on that story about the pit bull and the German Rot. And I also want to know, really, in the past 10 years, since these were America's dog, well, 10 plus years, since the first ban was ever signed, which was 1991, which was the very first BSL first put into place against the Pit Bull Terrier. Do you think in the past 10 plus years that their genetic codes have changed that much? Or is it really just misconception, the uneducation, and the ignorant, unbiased opinions of the media and people that refuse to find out for themselves what these dogs are about? So again, thanks for everyone um, that are watching these videos, that are commenting, just giving me their opinion. Um, it doesn't matter to me if they're, you know, opposing pit bulls or opposing the ban. I really just want to know what people's unbiased, educated opinions are. So again, thank you. I should have a video tomorrow or the next day. Um, just more information about the pit bull. If there's anything that you would want me to talk about or discuss or even do differently, leave it down below. Leave it in the comments. Make a video response. Do it all. It doesn't matter. Just leave it down below. I will read everything that's posted on these videos. I don't care if there's 1,000 comments. I will sit here all day with the determination of a very well behaved, well trained pit bull. I will read them all, and I will definitely take everyone's consideration, comments, and opinions to heart, as long as they're educated and they're not, "Oh, kill the pit bulls." Um, just give me your opinions. All right, so thanks for watching.